Welcome back to my Abridged Xenonauts campaign. Previously, things continued to progress smoothly. We defeated several alien crews and researched things that will help us out as the fight begins to intensify, including body armor, although we don't quite yet have the money etc. to put it into action. The 3 missions we went on all went with no casualties, and now we're going right into another mission as our second squad, Charlie 2, now sees its first action against the aliens. For this fight we're in a Middle Eastern setting, and just near where the helicopter landed there was this cluttered marketplace that I decided to move the squad into because all of the junk all over the place provides cover in lots of directions, so it seemed like a safe place to hang out. On the way in though, the aliens were already there. As it turned out, one comes through a door on the other side of the marketplace and another is spotted off to our left running away. So I'm just going to spend another turn slowly moving into all of the junk, and as you might guess, we can't really see that alien. We know he's there, but no one has line of sight because there's just stuff everywhere and we're too far away really to engage properly. So we just settle down and see what happens in the alien turn. The guy we already saw runs forward but doesn't really do anything, and we see some shots against a civilian, revealing there's another alien very close by. I couldn't do anything in my next turn, so I just shuffled forward a bit, and the alien went into that side room, so now we still can't really see him even though we're getting close. This isn't such a bad scenario because I can open this door that I've got a shotgunner standing behind and easily get line of sight, but I need to go through it with a shield first, so I rearrange, preparing to do that next turn. But then an alien comes in on our left flank. There's a little alleyway that they can use to outflank us. Lots of reaction shots are fired all over the place, achieving nothing at all here since there's just too much stuff blocking everything. But you can see the alien we were going for originally is now just on the other side of the door, so that's perfect. All I need to do is open the door, take a few steps forward, and now we can engage this guy at point blank range with loads of time units left, so I can actually take 2 shots with safety here using her pistol, and that's going to be enough to bring that guy down, so that was good. Now the rest of the team turns to face the alley because I was expecting an alien to run through it at any moment since we saw someone wandering about over there just now. This intuition proves to be doubly true because 2 aliens move forwards. One of them shoots the sign that Get In is hiding behind, doing no damage to him luckily. Both of them don't go through the alleyway completely, and that means that most of our team can't really see them. In order to take them out then and stop them coming in and outflanking us with some suicide charges, we need to charge them ourselves and try to just damage them at point blank range. Safety repeats her action from earlier, getting some damage on the first alien. Now I'm going to use her shield as cover for Pumpy Parker to come in and take a shot as well. I couldn't take one from this position, so I need to move right around behind her. Now I'm checking to see how many time units I should spend on shooting. When you're really close to the enemy you can take an unaimed shot and it's pretty much just as likely to hit as an aimed shot, so no point wasting your action points aiming. And because I did that, I'm able to fire again this turn at the other alien. We get a hit, but it's only a 2/3 hit, not all of the fragments of the buckshot hit, I guess that means. The alien's still alive then, and we'll need to take it down this turn preferably because it could just shoot from where it's sitting at both Safety and Parker with burst fire and potentially even kill them both. I moved up one man left behind to take a shot. He's got an okay chance here, but he misses unfortunately, and then it just shoots right back and kills him in 1 hit. This is sort of what I meant previously when I talked about reaction fire being a bit weird. The first 2 guys I attacked here with didn't get shot at when they attacked the aliens, but then one for some reason does and just gets instantly killed. I don't really know how it works or how it decides when the aliens are going to fire back. They usually don't, and then your face taker moves up to finish the job. So that's that sorted, but our first casualty has been taken. I took the squad through that alley and up the road a bit, discovering the crashed alien UFO. It's a big one this time. This is a scout rather than a light scout we've been facing before. Anyway, on the way up we didn't encounter any resistance, so I was just setting up around the door ready to make my attack. One major issue that was preventing me from doing things in an ideal fashion was a set of impassable bushes in this room. The room, with its door and window, provided the perfect place to attack the UFO from with relative cover, but because of these bushes I couldn't get into the room properly, and that really sucked. So I eventually repositioned into the next best position, which was this, with guys covering both the angles on either side of the door. Then we shoot the door to open it and we can see an alien inside. So from here we just have to do our best to assault the door without any particular cover immediately in front of it, whereas the enemy inside have lots of cover. So really we want to wait for them to come close to the door or outside of it before we can do anything major. I wanted to put some of my team on the other side of the door, on the right hand side, so that we could get better line of sight into the room and see what we were dealing with. On the way we spot that there are at least 4 aliens on the inside. Those aliens don't really bother us while I set up around the door, and once I've got the positions I want, I start firing at them. Some shots from our machine gunner get some suppression on the first 2 aliens we can see just beside the door, so that's good, that'll stop them from shooting back very much. Then I'm going to use Parker here to throw a grenade over these bushes and into the door, hopefully. Since he's too far away to use his shotgun and running in might just cause him to be blasted by reaction fire, just sitting here and throwing grenades is really the best we can hope for. I can also use my sniper, good old Snipsmit no scope, to get a few angles on enemies now and again and get a shot like that. He does take reaction fire there, but the everything proof bush in front of him protects him from fire. Now I just need to end the turn, and the grenade that I threw earlier will go off. You might have noticed it didn't actually land in the door, it landed just outside it, but the radius, the area of effect, was enough to kill 1 alien. A shot is taken against one of our shield bearers, doing no damage, and the aliens continue to just rummage around back there, not really committing to an assault, which is what I want them to do to get them out of their UFO compartment. Anyway, we'll just stay here shooting at what targets we do have until we're forced to go in. There, a pretty unlucky burst, doesn't actually damage the alien, but still suppression is useful. Eventually I moved my second gunner, Bang Turret, to go and sit in this nice door by just running in front of the aliens and opening the door from their side. Got away with it luckily. So now we're okay to just sit here, since the enemy will be under machine gun fire the whole time. We can see quite a lot of the interior of the UFO with at least one of our gunners, meaning we might as well just sit here and do nothing. The enemy will eventually get killed as long as they keep running about back there and coming into our line of sight. We've got quite a lot of ammo, so let's just get through it. Here's our first round of shooting, and we are able to take down that second alien successfully. Then after waiting a while longer, finally we get some successful baiting. One of the aliens comes outside of the UFO, it shoots Get-in's shield, doing nothing. We get some reaction fire snipes that also do nothing, and now there's the alien just standing right in front of us, so we can get some pretty close range machine gun fire. Turret can't shoot around the door frame, unfortunately. I could use Bonnie Beltford, our other gunner, but instead I'm going to shoot with your face taker, just to spread the shots out among the team a little bit, not only to save some ammo, but to encourage the training of the accuracy stat, as I've mentioned before. So there we have it, that's another alien down. There's only one in there, and I'm just going to wait for him to come outside, which he does in his next turn. Some reaction fire damages him, and together Gatton and your face taker actually kill the alien before he can do anything. So there's an example of how I would expect reaction fire to work when everyone's just standing there with their guns pointing at a door and something comes through it. Worked a little bit more effectively this time. The battle wasn't over because one more alien was hiding in the back of the UFO. Had to go through this annoying little corridor that was only 1 tile thick, so I was forced to advance with a shield bearer and a shotgunner behind them. That's our best hope, and we just need to get lucky in that once we walk into the final room, the alien doesn't just shoot us as we go through the door. We get some damage on the alien, taking the damage in return onto our shield, so now it's relatively safe to move up with a shotgunner and take the shot. Just need to crouch with safety there so Yor can shoot over her head. And there we have it, that's the shot that we need, and he gets it. Finally, the alien crew is dead, and we've captured our first regular scout UFO. We've also though seen another first, our first casualty. We are leaving without one man left behind. Or maybe with him. Confusing. Once we're back, we get a report on the Scout UFO, and would you believe it, it's a slightly bigger version of the Light Scout UFO. It's still scouting around, but with a bigger crew, and we'll be seeing plenty more of those in the future. Next, it's getting towards the end of the month, and I have plenty of money left, so I thought we can afford to start building our new base right now, so let's just get on with it. I just need to pick a place to put it, and I was thinking over here somewhere, a place where we can defend the rest of the Soviet Union, or a lot of the rest of it, and a decent portion of Indochina as well, 2 of the big funding regions that will continue to pay us to protect them if we protect them well, whereas other regions like Australia or South Africa aren't really rich enough to afford our elite alien protection. So I picked somewhere in the middle, and since a lot of the area I'm protecting is ruled by communist governments, I decided to call the base Hammersickle, a pretty cool name for a base overall as well. Now, we don't get the base right away. We have to spend 10 days building a command center before we can do anything, and we can't even lay out what other buildings we want in the base right now until the command center is done. So for all intents and purposes, we just have to ignore that for now, and we'll come back to that project later on. We finished researching alien alloys, getting closer, hopefully anyway, to getting some serious armor where we can use alien armor plating to make ourselves less vulnerable to their plasma-style weapons. Now we can start researching alien biology, and that's what we actually need to do in the game. Our objective is to capture an alien live, and we need to do alien biology first to know how to do this effectively. So the research begins, and again, we'll be coming back to that later on. Now it's time for the next operation that I went on. A UFO landed near Concrete, and I sent my squad to go and attack. However, I'm making a big mistake because I didn't realise I was attacking at night. I just wasn't paying attention to the time of day. So we're now going to face our first night mission by accident. And as I mentioned before, there is no advantage to doing a night mission. You get debuffed, but the aliens don't. So it's just straight up harder. That's a shame. Still, now that we're here, we just have to give it a go. We can use these flares that you get to reveal parts of the map that you can't really see, and we're able to discover that the alien UFO is really close to where we landed. This meant we could go ahead with a plan that skips as much of the mission as possible by just charging the UFO and capturing it rather than risking combat with the aliens across the rest of the map. So that was what I wanted to do. As Plasmagnet advanced up here, I discovered there's 2 aliens defending the UFO, one in the door who you could see already and another hiding in the trees over here. Luckily there was perfect cover that allowed Plasmagnet to hide from both of them at the same time there. That was quite fortuitous. Over time I moved my squad around, ready to engage these enemies. Ray and Prey could sort of see the one by the door. There are bushes in the way, but I thought let's just shoot anyway, and we do manage to bring him down, although the firing actually suppressed Pruif since the bullets went too close to her, I suppose, so that was a shame, not the perfect formation for the squad, and Pruif actually panics at the start of the next turn because she lost all her morale from that, meaning we can't move her, so that sucks. Anyway, as for the second alien, we're going to use the technique that was sort of pioneered in the previous mission, the one where we just run at them with the shield bearer, hope that we don't get shot, and indeed we don't. And now I think, but I'm not sure, that if we move our shotgun up behind the shield bearer, the alien actually can't do reaction fire against you because that shield bearer is blocking their line of sight in like a 90-degree cone in front of them. So we're safe to run up and do that with Big Eye and just shoot without a risk of just being cut down. Hopefully that's safe anyway because I'm going to keep doing it. Now we move over to the UFO. An alien inside comes out to see what the hubbub is, and we get loads of reaction fire. It's not very accurate though. The alien fires back and destroys Pruif's shield, also damaging her a bit. I think the shield just has health basically, so if you take 30 damage and you have 15 health on your shield, then the shield dies and you take 15 damage. It works like that. She's injured, but we can use a med pack to make her okay, and then all we need to do is check inside the UFO for more hostiles. There was a red shirted alien in the corner, and we're going to use the technique from earlier again. We'll just walk in with a shield, hopefully blocking anything that comes in towards us, of which there wasn't anything, and then Big Iron moves in for a close range shot with the old shotgun, and there we have it, the alien's dead. This allows us to put the whole squad inside the UFO. Now I can just keep pressing end turn until we win by default because we control the UFO. There were only 2 other aliens on the map as it turned out somewhere else, but we avoided any surprises by not fighting them. Apparently Betty Buckshot was wounded in that mission. She lost 1 health somehow. I think that might actually have been a glitch of some variety. Maybe she gained some health but it didn't register correctly because your HP stat does increase as your other stats go up. Anyway, everything was a success and our first night mission wasn't too bad. Now we've made it to the end of the first month in the game, and we can see a report of how much the world either likes us or hates us, mostly hates us. All the places we're not really protecting are cutting their funding to us while not funding their own alternative programs, meaning they're just going to be screwed over. And if that continues on, the aliens might actually occupy those regions, so eventually we want to try and get a more global protection network going on. I've also now started to finish building some Jackal armor, the first armor upgrade, so we can equip that on a few people. It'll be a while before we have enough to have our whole squads armored up, but for now it's going to help us out and make us ever so slightly more defensible. The next alien UFO came along, just a light scout, so we easily took it down, giving us another mission to go on. At the start of this mission, there was a very long period of time that I spent trying to work out how to get past this small barrier that went across the entire map. It was a road, with a chest-high wall in places blocking our progress. That's fine for most soldiers, but shield-bearing soldiers can't vault things, so I was actually stuck in my beginning area. There was no way through normally, until I eventually realised you can shoot these wire fences to create paths, and that will allow my shield-bearers to go through, hence meaning it's safe for the squad to advance on from this position. So that took absolutely forever, but kindly we're going to skip that part of the battle and finally get to the bit where something happened. An alien walked out in front of us while I was still in just about this area, so everyone was ready to just shoot this guy as he came into view, and he got taken down. It took pretty much the whole squad to bring him down because everybody was missing, but eventually we got the damage we need. Then I was sending a gunner off to my left to take cover behind those barrels to support Facetaker looking around the corner, but there was already an alien there as it turned out, and it does some reaction fire, getting a hit there on Beltfed, meaning she's now at half health. It didn't do the full complement of damage luckily. Maybe reaction fire can't do full damage. That was pretty useful since we might have died in one hit there. As for taking out the alien, now that it's used up all its action points doing the reaction fire, it was kind of safe for me to just do this, run up to it with your face taker and have him do what he does best with a point blank range shot to said face. I wanted to then move the whole squad around to the left into this grassy area in pursuit of an alien I saw in the trees. There he is. But as we just saw, another alien appeared right next to us on our flank shooting around this corner. Because it's so close though, we're going to be quite able to retaliate. First I use Bang Turret to fire a burst from the machine gun at it. Not enough to kill, but it does suppress him, making it safer to run at him without just getting hit with reaction fire. It's Getin who goes ahead with that plan and finishes him off. There we have it. So now I really did need to continue my pursuit, but I couldn't find this alien for a while until I eventually realised he'd gone around this corner and was hiding just behind the building. That was the end of my turn as I discovered him, so no chances to attack, but we do get a hit with some reaction fire as he continues to run away. I was surprised he was running away because I thought the whole deal with these lizard aliens was that they were stupid and didn't really have any AI. They would just run at you, and that was to make up for the fact they were quite powerful individually. But anyway, this guy's tactics aren't really going to help him because I can pursue quite easily using Getin and his shield, doing our standard tactic. We shoot him at point blank range, then take some reaction fire onto the shield. Getin is actually wounded, but he's still alive, so that's all fine. Then I just need to move up Pumpy Parker to go and take the point blank range shot, our classic finisher, and there we go. That's another alien downed. After that, I spent a long time repositioning because I needed to get the squad ready to assault the UFO. Once I was finally here, the aliens inside actually finally opened the door and started taking shots. They shot Safety and she shot back, twice in fact, hitting both reaction shots, so that was pretty good. Then another shot went in, destroying Safety's shield, and we get a new psychological effect. She berserks. She was so angry at the loss of that shield that she started firing randomly into the distance. Not very helpful, but anyway, we should be able to get into the UFO fine because there's only one alien inside and he's right by the door, so we can just do that, shoot him at point blank range with Pumpy Parker, and that completes the mission without really having to do anything fancy. So lots of wounds there, but no deaths. That's what we like to see, and of course loads of stat ups, etc. A decent mission. Once things were over, we completed the research of alien plasma technology. This turned out to be less exciting than it sounds. It just means we know how the weapons work, sort of, but we can't reproduce them. We can build something similar though. It unlocks the research of laser weapons, which I'm going to get onto. We also complete the research into alien biology, which again doesn't immediately help us. It just unlocks another research, stun weapons, and that's what we actually need to progress the game. We can get stun weapons, then we can attack the aliens non-lethally and start bringing them back to our bases to interrogate and investigate, etc. So that will be our long-term objective. Moving on, our second base, Hammersickle, is finally ready to be built upon. The command centre's ready, and now we can start laying out the other buildings we'll need. Living quarters for the soldiers, a couple of hangars for a fighter, and a dropship is a good start, but I discovered you can't put down buildings that aren't next to a building that's already been made, so that means we can't plan out the whole base in advance. We'll just have to build the bare minimum, and for that I'll also need a radar station and a storehouse. The radar to detect UFOs, and the storeroom I should say, just to hold items like the Jackal armor that we'll need to give to our squad once they move in here. Again then, we just need to wait now for something to happen on this front, but this long-term investment should yield some dividends in the end, and indeed we'll see the base constructed fully in the next part, along with a couple of battles in some fancy new maps, fighting in the scorching desert and the frozen tundra as the aliens start to go into some more varied locations.